checking out Lego Star Wars set 75342, the Republic fighter tank, which is 262 pieces. And as you can see, it comes with the fighter tank, Mace Windu, the 187th Legion Clone Commander, 2 187th Legion Clone Troopers, and this is, with the purple markings, this is, of course, Mace Windu's Clone Attack Battalion. And then we have 2 battle droids, which I always like getting battle droids in Clone Republic sets to, like, you know, kind of even out the armies. Anyways, so here's the front. We have the clone symbol down here, since this is a Clone Wars set. There's the side, bottom, and the other side. I got this from Target, like the online Target shop. And I bought it 2 days ago, and as I'm checking this now, it's Thursday. It's still in stock. So, if you want to buy it, it should still be in stock, but I think I'm posting this on Saturday, so with any luck, it hasn't run out by then. But anyways, here's the back, and shows some of the features with a cockpit that opens up, and you know, like the back here as well. So this will probably take about an hour to build, I would assume, based on the number of pieces. 262. I think that's generally like an hour. Right now it's going for $40. But given the amount of minifigures, I think that's fairly reasonable. But I don't know. I don't really keep up to date on Lego prices or anything like that. Or reviews, really. I just kind of buy sets that look cool. Okay, let's I really don't like the tabs. And I think sometimes I do try to open it without the tabs, and it honestly goes worse. So, here goes nothing with the tab. Yeah, really not a fan of these, but oh well. So, thank you, box. So inside we have the instruction booklet. Stickers. And then 3 bags with 2 steps. The first step has 2 bags. And the second is just 1. So let's move back to a side. Put the stickers up here for now. I might need to. It might be a little bit overexposed. I think that's a bit better. Change the ISO. So there's 1 and 2. Looks like all the clones come in 2. Okay, I'll go ahead and take out the pieces. Let's see if I can position this. There we go. Okay, great. So, let's build our 2 droids first. And we'll get into the chat in a second. And I will say that there will be spoilers for Obi-Wan Kenobi in this video. But I will limit all Obi-Wan spoilers to just one portion of the video, and I'll label it with timestamps so it'll show up on the time bar, as well as I'll put like a spoiler warning on screen and everything. So if you haven't seen it for whatever reason, and you still want to watch this video, then just skip past the spoiler portion. So I think we'll actually probably just hop right into Obi-Wan right after we finish these 2 droids. Which is just about now. I have to find the last. There it is. Okay. Put the blaster in his hand. And just like that, our droid army grows by 2. And let's hop into the build itself. Starting with actually kind of a small piece. Usually you start with a bigger piece, but anyways, I think we'll just hop timestamp to skip spoilers on screen. Right here, maybe. And I'll also put that in the description with a timestamp so it'll show up on the progress bar. So there's your warning. Hopefully, if you haven't watched it and want to avoid spoilers, you're gone by now. Although, wouldn't it be kind of unfortunate if I did this like later in the video and someone happened to fall asleep, and when they woke up it was like right on an Obi-Wan spoiler. But let's be honest, I think anyone who's gonna watch a Lego building Star Wars ASMR video probably has watched Obi-Wan by now. I'll also say, in the comments down below, let me know what you guys thought, but do, like, just try to keep major spoilers, from your comments, so, let me know if you liked it or whatnot, but, don't put blatant plot points in your comment if you want to chat about it, just to be respectful to other people. But anyways, overall, I thought it was pretty incredible, and I want to talk about a lot of things, but first things first, I want to talk about, I think, actually in quite a few Lego videos prior to Obi-Wan being released, I talked about this point a lot, so if you've seen any of my other Lego videos, maybe you'll know what I'm talking about. But basically, I was really concerned with how they were going to do a duel between Kenobi and Vader, because of course in A New Hope there's the famous line, "When I left you, I was the learner, now I am the master." And so I was trying to figure out, like, how does that work, like, how are they going to get away with Vader saying that to Obi-Wan in A New Hope, but allegedly they're going to have a rematch in the show. So I thought, maybe they were going to do like force meditation and they wouldn't actually meet, or, maybe they're just going to kind of break continuity. And I think they did a fine job with it. Basically, in like the final duel, at first, Vader kind of defeats Obi-Wan by burying him in that pile of rocks, and he, even calls him master and whatnot, but then, Obi-Wan manages to get out and, like, goes on to kind of, best Vader in the second fight, the second portion of the fight. And, Obi-Wan leaves, and I'll talk about, like, that moment, but it does kind of make sense, because Vader and Obi-Wan fought, and, they had that rematch, and Vader lost, and so he was saying, like, when I left you, I was still the learner, like, maybe learning the ways of the dark side and growing more powerful, but now he's sort of the master. So I think it makes sense, and my worries have been, like, quelled, I guess. Like when I watched that scene in A New Hope, like Vader saying, "When I left you, I was the learner." Like, I think that kind of harkens back to this fight that they just had, for sure. And before I thought of like Mustafar, but I also think that this is kind of applicable. So I personally don't think that it breaks canon or continuity. I thought they did a fine job with it, and like kind of the way they handled sort of their emotions and dealing with each other. Okay, and then starting from, the beginning, I honestly don't have any major critiques of it. I thought, did I mess something up? Is this? Oh, I think. I did. This needs to be. Like this. So there's a space there. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I really don't have any like major critiques of it. Like there's a few things here and there, but I think by and large, the good way outweigh the bad. And I honestly, I mean, your opinion can differ, but personally, I generally kind of find that you enjoy Star Wars a lot more when, you focus on the good. Especially, like, I'm, of course, as you might be able to tell, very passionate about, Star Wars and everything Star Wars. And I think sometimes we all find ourselves maybe critiquing a bit too heavily, and there's totally nothing wrong with providing constructive feedback. But, it's just that it has to be constructive, and I overall find that when I, don't focus on the negatives and just think about and rewatch and focus on what I really, really liked about this show or any content, I think overall the enjoyment is much greater. So, but that being said, there really wasn't, many issues or many problems with the show. I thought overall it was great and really well done. And, kudos to the team, and a few critiques here and there. I personally don't think they're worth mentioning or like really talking about for those reasons. Anyways, the sort of mid-season was definitely awesome. And like you kind of see, I was also a bit worried that they would kind of make Revenge of the Sith with the younglings, and then, the Mustafar duel and how that ended, and all the comics, and, the original trilogy. And I'm very, very glad that they didn't kind of try to make him like, Mr. Good Guy. Sort of, he's evil but has a heart of gold underneath. Like, they really went all out and just like showed how brutal he was, especially thinking about like the scene in episode 3 when he first is kind of seen in action, and they're in that village, and he's looking for Obi-Wan, and there's like some random civilians about, and like a father, I think, and like a teenager, and they like run out, and Vader just like instantly kills them, and like it like even shows like slightly graphically like Vader like snapping one of their necks. So it's like they really didn't hold back, which I definitely appreciated. For like a character like Vader to show like he's truly like an evil dude, so I thought they did great with like really showing that, and they sort of didn't hold back, which was definitely appreciated. So yeah, and then at first I was also confused when at the end of episode 3, after their duel, when Vader dragged Obi-Wan through those hot coals, which was also super brutal, and like, kudos to them for that scene. That was pretty awesome. But like, I was kind of confused why, like, Obi-Wan is like just on the other side of that fire. Like, why are you just letting him escape? I feel like he could have, easily caught him, but I think now, thinking about it, it was kind of like that close call with the fire sort of harkened back to the original duel on Mustafar, and how he became what he is. I think I grabbed the wrong sticker. And like I think that like one of the last shots of him in that episode is like, it's a close up on his face, and like the fire is like in his that reflecting off like the eyes in his helmet, and I didn't like quite grasp it at the time, but I think that's supposed to kind of be like him looking into the fire, almost like, I don't want to say terrified, because he's Vader. Does he get terrified? I don't know, but like almost like not mesmerized, hypnotized or something, looking into the fire, remembering what happened. And of course this is his first time in 10 years seeing Obi-Wan, so makes sense how he was sort of passive after Obi-Wan escaped. And of course he knew he would find him again and get another shot, so I think it makes sense to me personally. And then, let's see. The fight of Reva versus Vader was awesome. As well as I love to see. I absolutely loved it when Vader pulled the ship from the air, like held it. Obviously in the end it was the wrong ship, but still it was pretty awesome to see like his powers. And like that was another great thing about this show is like we really haven't seen like, at least in like the modern time, like Vader really let loose. We got that like short hallway scene in Rogue One, which was kind of cool, but like it was just a bunch of rebels that were kind of cannon fodder, so it didn't really showcase his strength. But he was like really going all out here, so we got to see like what he was actually capable of, like pulling down the ship and then ripping out all the chunks. And then the fight with Reva, when she, was attacking with her saber, and he was just stopping the saber with the Force, without using a lightsaber at all himself. I think really, it's really cool to see, like finally see Vader's true power on screen. We've seen it a lot in the comics. We've seen sort of tidbits of it here and there, like in Rogue One. But like at least on screen, we haven't seen him go all out. And we definitely did here, which was pretty awesome. So, how does this go? What happened? Oh, I think we're doing the other side now. I see. Not make that mistake again. So, the fight with Reva was pretty cool, and then he respected the 1v1, which is also kind of cool to see. And then of course, my absolute favorite moment, the duel itself was great. It was really a lot of fun to see, especially after Obi-Wan got like his proper power back. Because in episode 3, when they had their first duel, like he was very, he hadn't really opened himself back up to the Force, and he was sort of holding back, just really on the defensive. But this time, we got to see proper Obi-Wan going at it. That was definitely cool. And, the scene where he gets trapped under the rocks, again showing kind of definitely Vader's power again and like Force abilities. And then he hears the past, and then as like sort of, it's like seeing or remembering, I guess, his duty to Luke and Leia. That really spurs him back into action. But of course, my absolute favorite part of the duel, and I'm sure this is true for many, many people, let me rephrase that, my absolute favorite part of the whole show is the end of, am I missing a piece? It's, oh, there it is. When, of course, Obi-Wan gets the upper hand, and he, at first, disables Vader's, like, respirator piece, which kind of throws him off balance, and then he actually manages to hit him in his helmet with his lightsaber, which dislodges a massive chunk. And we've seen this before in Rebels. So it definitely harkened back to Rebels, but as much as I love like the Twilight Apprentice, or Twilight of the Apprentice, or Twilight Apprentice, the Rebels arc where Ahsoka and Vader fight, as much as I think that was great, this certainly outclassed it by quite a bit. In that one, Vader's helmet is also destroyed, and Ahsoka sees kind of parts of Anakin's face, but this, I think, was like, kind of took that to the extreme, and even after he got his helmet partially destroyed and his respirator disabled, they had like a conversation, which was very emotional and heart-wrenching. And I think I'm going to be rewatching that scene many, many times for many weeks, months, and probably years to come. It was just so well done. And I think, like, the things that they were saying to each other were definitely very heavy-hitting and, emotional and whatnot. But I think for me, the biggest thing was, like, it's sometimes hard to, like, associate Vader and Anakin, right? Like, we all know Anakin becomes Vader, but, like, it's like, he's in a full body suit. You never really see his face. He sounds different. And like, it's like, we all know it's Anakin under the suit, but it's like, at least in my mind, it's kind of hard to associate them and like really think, like, I have to remind myself that's Anakin under there. But this was incredible because it, like, his voice sort of modulator was partially destroyed, so it was sort of like Anakin's voice with the Darth Vader sort of voice modulation spilling through. And like the helmet was destroyed enough so you could see Hayden's face. And like, you could actually, like, you could tell it was Anakin under there. And like, between that and like I I said, the voices of Darth Vader and Anakin kind of meshing, and like it's like both of them saying it, and like it really made it, at least for me, like click, like that is Anakin, and like in a way, like I feel like this was huge, for me, because like in a way I almost, like my perception of Vader is like almost entirely changed, for the better, very much for the better, because before, you just kind of had to, imagine and tell yourself like, okay, that's Anakin over there, but now it's like you have that sort of mental image of it in your head of like Anakin under the mask, and like how his voice is translated and like voice modulated into Vader's, and like the way he was talking behind the mask, like it like really made it seem just like so real, I guess. And it like absolutely changed kind of the way I see Darth Vader. So, I don't know. Let me know. Again, don't give any blatant plot spoilers down below. Be nice to others, but let me know if you guys kind of agree with that. Like, did the show also like kind of change the way you see Anakin and Vader as one person? Because for me, definitely. I'll probably wrap up talking about the show here in a minute. I think it'll coincide with like one bag was when we were talking about the show. I think the only thing I wanted to talk about was Reva. I thought she was a good character. And I'm quite interested to see where they go with her. Like maybe she'll hook up with the Phoenix Squadron, like Hera, Kanan, Chopper, all of them, Sabine, since she's kind of sort of starting towards like the path of the light side. So I'm quite interested to see where they take her character. I totally forgot to read the article. I saw something about the possibility of a season 2 in like an article, but then I meant to come back to it and then totally forgot. So I don't actually know if a season 2 has been confirmed or if it's in the works or if it's definitely not happening. I don't know, sadly. But I could honestly go either way. I wouldn't mind a season 2. But the whole ending and what we saw with Vader at the end was just so fantastic that I feel like I don't need one to be happy with the show. Like everything kind of had closure. And of course we have to mention, he said the thing. We got the hello there, which is also that kind of course, it harkens to, you know, Ewan McGregor's original Hello There. Oops. In Revenge of the Sith, but also Alec Guinness's Hello There. And I think he did like his voice inflection to be more like Alec Guinness, which was kind of neat. And then like, I love the scene with, you know, Leia when Obi-Wan was like telling her about her parents. Also very emotional. So overall, I feel like a lot happened in the show. There's a lot of awesome moments. They really did Vader justice in his character and just showing how evil he is. And we finally got kind of like the sort of like connection that I've been hoping for between Anakin and Vader. And I was just like super happy with the way everything ended. So if they make a season 2, okay, you know, I'll check it out. Of course I will, but you know, I'm not mad about it. But also, if they don't make a season 2, totally happy with that. And I really like, you know, everything that went down and how it ended. So, again, feel free to let me know what you guys think. And, you know, if it also sort of changed your perspective of Vader. But again, please don't post plot points or kind of story details other than like kind of vague-ish opinions in the comments, just to be respectful to anyone else. So that being said, we are finished talking about Obi-Wan. So if you skipped, which I'm actually kind of curious if anyone will, I can see like the watch times, so I can tell when people skip. So I'll check out if anyone did, but welcome back. So we just finished step 1, so you missed basically us building out this base. So nothing too complex. And now we're gonna jump into bag 2. Mace Windu's head rolled away. It's supposed to be his hand. I'm always very quiet when we get everything out of the bag because the bags always like peak the mic and make like ridiculously loud, unpleasant noises, and I have to either drop the sound to almost nothing or mute it altogether. And you definitely can't hear my voice over the bag, so I've learned from experience to just stop talking. So there's Mace Windu. And let's see. Oh, I can put that up. There's a clone head. Helmet. There's his blaster done whenever we find it. Okay. There's one of the clones. Looks pretty good. There's the other one. But now where the heck are this guy's legs? Oh, they were just turned around. Okay, there we go. So, a bit different. He's got, I think, like a comma. Oops. He's got some extra straps, and he's got the airborne helmet. And we have gotten this airborne helmet before in the soulless one, General Grievous' starship. That came with the 212th Airborne. So, looks pretty cool still, though. Okay, let's hop into the build. So, like I said, no more Obi-Wan talk, so I think I got it all out of my system. This is a Lego video, so I guess in Lego news, very, very exciting. They just announced the ATTE, the Clone Walker, and it looks incredible, and it also has, I think, 3 212 troopers, and finally, Phase 2 Commander Cody. So, I know a lot of people were hoping for that, I think, in the Republic gunship, I think it was. And like I said, I don't follow the Lego community too in detail. But I know that's something a lot of people were hoping for, and we finally got it. It's extremely exciting. And I'm very, very excited to finally have an affordable minifig scale ATTE. They were made a very long time ago. I don't know the exact day, but it was at least, 8 to 10 years ago. And if you want to buy one now, they are ludicrously expensive. But now we actually have one that we're going to get for retail in 2022, I think. And the build looks really interesting. I think they did a good job with the look of the ATTE. And it's, I don't remember the exact price. It's like $140, $150, something like that. Maybe a little more expensive, but it's definitely affordable considering if you want to buy it like one of the old ones on the sort of secondhand market, then you have to pay like $500 for a new inbox or maybe more. So, very, very excited. Honestly, like the most excited I've been for a Lego set since like the 501st Battle Pack. Absolutely cannot wait to get one of those, or maybe I'll even get 2. sets on the channel, because I think they're generally more kind of accessible. Like, I think roughly an hour to build a set and watch it, like watch someone build it and like make the video and everything is like generally the best length for like ASMR, but I might have to make an exception because it looks very exciting. And then also they announced Cat Bane ship, which also looks really, really cool. I might get that. I'll have to see. I do really, really like Cat Bane as a character, but like space these days, at least in my apartment, is more at like a premium. Because, you know, shelf space and storage space and all that, where I live, like storage and large apartments and units are very expensive, so I have to be a little bit more picky with what I buy and what goes on the shelf and what needs to go kind of in a box. So maybe I'll end up buying it and like I'm already thinking of doing like kind of like a rotation of my not just Lego, but like anything like Black Series, vintage collection, Hot Toys, just so you know, it doesn't take up quite as much space, but I can like kind of rotate things, and then I also sort of get more use out of them if I, you know, readjust and update the shelves and displays constantly. So I'll probably get it just because I definitely like Cat Bane, but the star of the show for me is absolutely the ATTE. So very excited to get that. And there's also the what's it called? I think it's already out, actually. I think it's been out for anyway, sorry. I was saying I think it's already been out for like a few weeks to almost a month at this point, is the Mandalorian's N1 Starfighter, and it was actually either between that one or this one for today's video, and I picked this one because I do like the N1 Starfighter and the look of it at all, and it seems like a pretty cool set, but something about clone/Republic sets just, I don't know, it sort of entices me much more. But let me know in the comments down below if you're also interested in seeing the Mandalorian N1 Starfighter, and I can do that as well. So where's the this one. Here it is. Yeah, and let me know. I generally, I feel like my Lego videos kind of vary quite a bit in schedule. I think as of late, my lore videos have been doing really well and gaining popularity. So I've been, definitely like giving more of a focus towards those. But they also generally take quite a while to prepare because, I have to do a lot of research and write a script and everything and do all the prep work for doing like a real lore video. So it is often quite nice to just kind of pick out a Lego set and sit down and I guess do a ramble about Star Wars for an hour or so without a lot of research or anything. So hopefully you guys like these videos. Definitely let me know. Do you guys want to see more Lego? Less Lego? I feel like if you're this far in the video, you probably don't dislike Lego, right? I can't imagine anyone would make it to we're just about at the hour-ish mark here. I can't imagine you'd make it to the hour mark and not be enjoying it unless you fell asleep and are just waking up right now. So let me know. Do you guys want to see more Lego? About the same? I'm generally, as always, open to suggestion, feedback, comments, anything. So, just let me know. And then as far as other stuff on the channel, I used to do a lot of Black Series action figure unboxings, reviews, as well as hot toys. And I still buy them, not as much, and you guys still see them in the lore videos and whatnot. But in general, I found that people seem to like my content a lot more, and I'm also much happier with my content, myself, after I sort of moved away from reviews. I think Star Wars collectibles and ASMR go hand in hand, but I'm not sure if kind of more of a focused review does. And once I found sort of the lore video format where I could show Star Wars collectibles and make ASMR with them while also whispering and talking about Star Wars lore, I think that was in my opinion, an improvement. I guess before I switched to I would think I enjoyed recording my Black Series reviews and things like that, but I thought maybe it was too, oh geez, too specific to do a review of action figures creators in ASMR format. And like, I wasn't sure if I saw my own video, would I be interested to watch it? And I think generally probably, but I also don't know. Anyways, this is a definite tangent. I guess what I'm trying to say now is, if I saw my lore videos in my suggestion box, I would definitely click on it and be very interested. So, I don't know if I'm making any sense. I guess basically what I want to say is, I'm much happier with my content. So, sorry if that made absolutely no sense. Okay, we got these little arms. Okay, I think we're just about done here. Actually, I feel like we still have a lot of pieces though. That's kind of a neat mechanism type deal. I feel like it's gotten too bright again somehow. There we go. I don't know, did it get brighter somehow? Okay, now the underside. So, this is, of course, a hover tank, but I think the cost might be a little bit prohibitive. If Lego were to create a real hover tank, so they of course use wheels as a substitute. Oh look, and then also this reinforces that piece that I popped off. There we go. Oh, I think, did I mess that up? I did. There we go. And now the other two. So, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I think in general, happier with the channel. Ever since I started doing lore videos, and it's definitely quite a bit more work. But I think that it's more sort of rewarding, I guess, to put a lot of effort into a video, and then especially when people like it and it does well. So definitely, lore videos moving forward will be a big focus of the channel, but I don't want to forget by any means the other types of content. I super, super great for ASMR. I think it's like literally the perfect sort of thing, especially, you know, it's perfect. Lego Star Wars. And then, let's see. Look at that. And then I also like, you know, I think generally the book videos are fun. I like flipping through those. And, you know, people generally seem to like them, so, Hot Toys, I think I might do one more Hot Toys video. And do Ahsoka, Tano, and Darth Maul in one kind of final send-off. Because I recently just got those, and I'm very excited to unbox them, and I kind of want to show them, but I'm not sure how much interest there is in Hot Toys unboxings. So maybe I'll do that. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and as always, I'm open to your feedback and your suggestions and everything. There we go. Making this blaster cannon type deal. Right on the side. There we go. That's quite cool. And then we'll make the one for the other side. Yeah, actually, I don't remember when the last Lego video I did was, so I apologize, it's been so long. I always link the previous, like, kind of video of the same format. Like Lego videos, I link the previous Lego video, lore videos, I link the previous lore video, and so on and so forth. So I guess I'll see, but I think I built Luke Skywalker, the hallway scene, maybe a month or two ago. So it's been quite a while. Let's see. Oh, I was missing this piece, but it was just under the manual. I was about to say uh-oh. Well, I guess I did say uh-oh, but the uh-oh turned out to be premature. And here is the other cannon. There we go, that's pretty cool. Two cannons. And just a few final touches here. I can't tell what's happening. Oh. I don't know why I couldn't see what I was trying to point out. this is just gonna load in the missiles. There we go. We're done. And then, of course, these missiles do fire. Oh, there we go. I got it. Okay, guys. Let's close up the manual. So here it is. So, we do have a cockpit, but I didn't put a clone in there. We got Mace, 2 clones, and then the commander, and then the 2 droids. I think it looks pretty cool overall. So let me know what you guys think. And just to reiterate one more time, definitely do please be respectful of spoilers in the comments down below. In case anyone hasn't seen it yet. So anyways, guys, that was set 75342. Let me know what you think and if you want to see more LEGO videos. So, with that being said, thanks for watching. I hope you've